Ontario auditor to release value for money audits related to the environment. Toronto. Ontario may not meet its greenhouse gas emission targets because they're not, quote, cross-government priority, the province Auditor General said Wednesday, casting doubt on a key environmental pledge made by Premier Doug Ford. Auditor General Bonnie Lysyk findings come as a series of environmental value for money audits released along her annual review of the province's environmental Bill of Rights. Lysyk found the progressive conservative government is not focused enough on reducing fossil fuel use or energy emissions from buildings, which could hinder efforts to fulfill the promise it made to fight climate change after taking office in 2018. Quote, our audit found the province risk of 2030 emission reduction target, in part because climate change and the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions has not yet crossed government priority, she said in a statement. In 2018, then Environment Minister Rod Phillips pledged that Ontario would meet Canada's obligations under the Paris Agreement and introduced a plan to achieve that goal. Under the Paris Agreement, which commits to keeping the increase of global average temperature to below 2 degrees Celsius, targets were set to reduce emissions by 30% below 2005 levels by 2030. That's impossible. Ontario, that means a reduction in emissions from 161 megatons to 143 megatons by 2030. But Lysyk said the two government ministries and a key agency on the file neither assess or enforce energy efficiency compliance for buildings, despite it being a major contributor to Ontario's greenhouse gas emissions. She notes that the use of natural gas to heat buildings is increasing, and those emissions are the third largest source in Ontario, contributing approximately to 24% of the province's provincial total. She said that the Energy Ministry also doesn't have a long-term energy plan that aligns with the province's 2030 emission targets. The ministry hasn't required the Ontario Energy Board to develop an updated natural gas conservation framework, she said. The report said, quote, this means conservation efforts will likely remain at current levels and opportunities to further emission reduction may be missed. In another audit, Lysyk said her office found numerous instances of the provinces not following the rules under its own environmental Bill of Rights. The legislation created in 1993 enshrines the province's responsibility to the environment and citizens' participation in decision-making. She said that in many cases, ministries are not providing enough time for consultation or legislation or not posting environmentally significant proposals publicly at all. Given that the Environmental Bill of Rights has been with us for 26 years, the level of noncompliance by ministries is surprising, she said. We strongly encourage the ministries to be more diligent in this regard. The report was first published on November 18th by Sean Jeffords, Canadian Press. Leave your comments below, and sorry about her name. You can read this whole article in our description on all of our titles like this. Again, like, subscribe, comment, and have a good day. Stay tuned.